My friend shared with me this quote from a book called Ornaments of Precious Liberation. And the quote is, intention equals karma. It's a simple statement, but very powerful. I used to think my intentions were good, but I get so caught up in my mind that my intentions got clouded. So it's always good to check your intentions, because there is a fine line between obligation and doing things from your heart. If you end up doing things from obligation all the time, you kind of forget between the two. What happens is you kind of get lost in who you are and what you really want to do and why you're making these choices. If you're making these choices and your intention is it's because you want something out of it in return, like an action, a response, or a thing, and it doesn't happen for you, you get mad. And if you're doing something without intention at all and you just want to get it over with, then the action becomes hollow. But no matter what the intention is, it reflects back on us. And we see and feel the same intention being done to us, whether it's good or bad. It's not the action itself that creates the karma, but the intention behind it. I think sometimes my ego gets in the way and I think, oh, I'm coming from the heart and I'm a good person. But when we do that, it's like I'm blinding myself from seeing my true intention and what I really want or what I really lack. In my last video, I talked about how you need intention to move energy and it can assist in manifestation. So I'm going to put a link on the top at the end in case you missed it. Sometimes people like to believe that they are kind-hearted, generous, and that their intention is to give something from the heart. So then we give, whether it's money, a gift, or valuable time, friendship, emotional support, love, etc. But I notice if I get upset or mad about something that is connected to what I gave, the question comes up, did I really give from my heart? Because if I really gave something from my heart, there would be no attachments to what I was giving and no expectations on how they would reciprocate. So the red flag for me is, if I'm mad or upset, what was I expecting in return? And if I was expecting a reaction, a thank you, or anything for that matter, my intention for giving wasn't from my heart. We make the mistake thinking that if we don't do something, like don't get that gift for a person, or we decide not to give somebody money, or say we can't do a favor for them, that it makes us a bad person. So we end up doing it out of obligation. But if our heart is not in line with the action we choose, we eventually resent the person or the situation, and the outcome will manifest into something we don't want. Then we'll be disappointed, and then we will blame everyone else but ourselves for our actions. And because of our intention wasn't good, maybe I wanted to get rid of something that I didn't want, so I gave it to them. Maybe I wanted someone to treat me better. Or maybe I gave them something so if I need anything from them in the future, they will help me. Because then in our mind, our complaints might be something like, I did all this for her and she did nothing. Or I gave so much of my time to her and she didn't even thank me. Or when I need help, she wasn't even there for me. Some people went through life surrounded by others that calculate what they gave and what they shall collect. And you try to convince them that maybe there is no strings attached and you truly just want to give. But they don't accept it because it's rare. It's rare for someone to really not want anything in return. So they deny themselves from this generosity to begin with, and they don't want to help. But you can't blame them too, because they were surrounded by people that always wanted things in return. Besides the obvious of giving and receiving, any type of ritual, magic, and empowerment is backed up by intention. If you just go through the motion, but the intention isn't really there, the empowerment won't be as strong. But if you really think hard about a situation, that might be even stronger than the ritual itself. So if you truly believe that in this certain ritual that you have to follow the directions to the T because it backs you up from sacred traditions, then it'll work for you. But if you also believe that you hold this energy of creation magic within you and can effortlessly manifest anything you want, that will work for you too. Whichever type of empowerment that you are drawn to is for you. Sometimes all the rules, the timing, and the materials that is needed for this ritual can limit the flow of the manifestation, because the intention kind of gets a little bit clouded because now it's more behind the mind than behind the heart. I found that pure intentions are usually based off of spontaneous choices. What I mean is, once I was in a spiritual class, and when the class was over, some type of force of energy or wave made me stand up and walk directly to this one girl in the class. And I just started talking, and I said, "Hey, I just wanted to tell you that you were really good in this workshop." She looked at me and she started tearing. At first I was like, "Oh crap, did I say something wrong?" Then she says, "Oh, you know what? I really needed to hear that." She said, "Before I came to the class today, I kept thinking maybe I shouldn't go and I'm not really good at this stuff." And she said she felt stupid and that this might not be for her. But she said she decided to go anyway, hoping to make a decision after. So sometimes we get the urge to take action or to do something in the split moment. And usually that's pure intention because we aren't planning it out, being strategic, or expecting something in return. Our heart is open to the situation and we are going on our instinct. When we have time to think too much, the intention might not be as pure. Of course, we have plans and we have to schedule things too. And in that case, we still should make sure the intention is for the right reasons. If I have to question my actions, sacrifice something, an emotion, or money to help a person, or I try to imagine the outcome after giving something, most of the time I'm not coming from the heart. Usually intention with only thought can be tainted, and I could still be expecting something from what I do, or even doing it out of obligation. If it's from the heart, we also have to make sure we aren't sacrificing something from ourselves in the process, because we also have to love ourselves. However, there is a middle path for intentions, and that's when your heart and mind can agree on an action and have good intentions. When wisdom and heart opens and merges, my perspective becomes a win-win situation. We figure out a way for everyone to feel good about a decision. If your heart is open, you might realize that someone might need your help, and it might at first seem like the intention is obligation. But your heart can agree with your mind that if you help this person, you will learn something too. And your guides will show you an inner teaching. And maybe this teaching is a reflection to do with a situation you need help with yourself. And you might get more out of this choice and be at peace with helping this person. And it's not going to feel like obligation anymore. And it is true intention. And then it becomes a win-win. When you make choices that your heart and mind can agree upon, you will make better choices and will manifest positive outcomes. If you missed my video on how intention moves energy, you're going to see the link on the top. And if you like this video, please like or subscribe. Thank you.